RationalInvestor.com's Daily Brief. The answer to your question is learn the goddamn process, trade your trading plans, don't take too much risk on any one trade, and just let yourself get rich.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of The Rational Investor. This is Julian, reporting in with your baby powder report. Late, as usual, sorry guys. Been a little bit tired this week. Okay, let me tell you something. If you work out too hard, your body gets tired. That's what happened to me. I need to get some of those peptides. Somebody suggested some growth hormone peptides last time. I think I need that. Maybe it'll help me heal faster and I won't be so sore. I've been so tired the past couple days because I really pushed myself. Switched from doing like lower rep squats to really high rep. And let me tell you, doing 3 reps of 6 sets, 3 reps each of a very heavy weight is, in retrospect, much easier than doing a lighter weight of 12 to 15 reps for then 4 or 5 sets. It's way, at least for me personally, it makes my muscles way more sore. And then to add on top of that, I also have running and do upper body workouts and do sauna, all that stuff. But it's working, growing the muscles. See, there you go. Brian always likes the gun show, so I thought I'd show it there. Anyway, hopefully you guys had a great week. Lots to talk about. A lot has happened. Bitcoin has done nothing, but things have happened in other places. So without further ado, maybe we get into that. And if you didn't watch it, maybe check out the Breath show from last week where I talk about the amazing performance from the Breath. And by the way, it performed yet again. It continues to shock and surprise. We'll put it that way. Okay, I'm going to shrink myself here. Shrink. Okay, I'm a baby in the corner. Can we still see my muscle? Yes, you can. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So I'm not signed in to Twitter right here because I'm in a separate browser than what I normally use because my other browser, I have like 80 tabs open and it just makes things too slow when I'm doing the stream. So I like to use a separate browser for the streams. This is a guy I've talked about before, Max Anderson. I think it's useful to follow him. He posted the other day about he has some kind of proprietary metric for following liquidity, and I enjoy following it. Somebody actually posted in Discord another interesting metric for following liquidity, but he wouldn't give the data on how he built it. Who was that who did that? Let me see who did that in our Discord. Who was the tease? I'm scrolling back. Wait 1 second, guys. There was a teaser. Who was it? It wasn't, I think it was Nathaniel. Was it Nathaniel? I don't think, wait, no, Nathaniel wouldn't be that evil. Who was the evil tease? Let's see. Oh, here we go. Mr. Raff has a global money printer tracker that seems even more accurate than what Max Anderson has been sharing. So I'm going to try to track down what this is. Even though he didn't share it, I will try to find it for the good of the community. Very interesting one. I'll show you guys. Here we go. Let's see, how do I, maybe I'll just bring it over here. Discord. This one right here. Shared in our community. Right here. Maybe I can open in the browser. Open in browser? Yeah. So this one, he didn't say what symbols or anything, but obviously it can be made on TradingView. So I'm going to try to figure it out. You can see how it lined up. It's lined up very well so far with the general market reactions and rallies. Dump into basically the beginning of 2023 and then a huge rally and then a retracement. So I'm on a hunt to figure this out. I don't actually have YouTube pulled up. So let me pull up YouTube so I can see what you guys are saying. 1 second. Where is it? Where is my stream? All right, I'll put it over here. I don't actually need to watch myself on OBS. Okay, hello, everybody. Is nobody talking? Why I see nothing happening in the chat? Let me play this. And move the browser to be live. Okay. Okay, nothing's happening in the chat though. You guys should talk. Definitely talk, ask questions, and I will do my best to answer. Okay, maybe my chat is still loading. There's apparently, I'm being told there's chat happening. I'm just have a bad computer or something. Okay, Anyway, we can see boo, boo, boo. Howdy. Okay, Brian's talking. Hi, Megan. Hello, everybody. Edward, hello. Yes, I didn't find the symbol on TradingView. I need to find the symbol. If anybody knows the symbol of what I just showed, please send it to me. I want to know. I want to know what it is. I want to see it. I want to analyze it. And I will figure out how to use it the best way possible and report to everyone about it. So, yes, if anybody finds it, please tell me. I'm really interested. Yeah, Raf knows, but he doesn't want to share. Okay, so reverse repos I've been watching continues to go down. I wanted to talk about how Max Anderson reported on it, and he said basically 50% of the TGA rebuild has been neutralized by RRP withdrawals so far in June. So that's why we're seeing the repurchase agreements go down. That's making up for the Treasury rebuild, and then plus the QT steady grind of the Fed's balance sheet. So USD liquidity continues to roll over. And basically he's saying that the SPX and BTC are 5 standard deviations above their fair value. And he's saying SPX fair value is around 4,000 and fair value for Bitcoin is between 28 and 29K. This metric of following liquidity seems to have, where does he post about it on his profile? He said that, and I did test this, it does seem generally very accurate. Something like an 80% to 90% correlation with asset prices. So it's something that I'm going to go over every week. I think it's important to stay on top of it. I'm a little bit concerned that too many people are talking about liquidity these days. So maybe it stops working, but I'm going to keep using it until it basically stops. Do you think the Fed just paused rates because everyone is off for the summer? I think once traders come back, Fed will start raising again. They're already talking about raising again. I think we went from a high probability of rate cuts coming this fall to now 2 rate increases. I don't think it really makes a difference either way. I think the thing that we have to pay attention to is liquidity, especially since we're traders. Some of us are investors, but I think the vast majority are looking at the market over the next 1 to 6 months, not maybe 2 years. So, if you paid attention to liquidity and you saw the liquidity injections in the beginning of 2003, and you said, okay, well, it doesn't matter about interest rates, it's about the liquidity in the system, then you would have went long a bunch of the tech stocks and you could have doubled or tripled your money. So I think it's more important to pay attention to the liquidity and what's going on there versus the interest rates. Now, I'm not saying that the interest rates are not affecting a bunch of macro indicators, but macro indicators can take 1 to 2 years to play out. So we have to pay attention to both things. It's just like looking at a weekly chart and then also a daily and a 4-hour chart. In the shorter term, you have to look at the 4-hour and the daily chart. But in the longer term, you have to keep... Sorry, guys. In the longer term, you have to keep that weekly chart in the back of your mind. Because at some point, it's all going to fall apart as long as that weekly... Let's say the 4-hour and the daily are pointing up. The weekly is going... If the weekly is pointing down, eventually things are going to fall apart. It's just like a house of cards. I think we're seeing something similar here, where it's being held up by liquidity. As liquidity gets pulled out, things will slowly start to either pause and come off, and then eventually there will be some kind of rug pull and everybody will rush for the exit. Now, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen in the next week. I'm just saying that's the potential scenario we're looking at in the current situation. Now, could the Fed and the central banks change things at any time? Yeah, sure, they could. Russia could also do something. The US could also do something. We never know. Something could just happen and change all of this. This is all based on the current environment we're in, pending any big policy changes or a war breaking out, something like that. Meteor hitting the Earth, Elon Musk doing something crazy, who knows. So those news events can change everything, correct? Okay, anyway. Let's look at news. Okay, Fed Chair Powell spoke already yesterday. So we had that. He probably just said the same crap he's always said. I didn't even listen to him. And obviously, if we look at the market, let's go to S&P. The market also didn't listen to him that much. I don't see that big of a change here. Let's go back to here. And what do we got tomorrow? Nothing happening this Friday. So nothing until next week, Monday, Nothing big. We've got manufacturing PMIs on Monday. Tuesday, nothing. OPEC meeting. Oh, this will be a big deal for oil, right? And then FOMC on July 6th. So that's all. We've got really nothing until July 6th. I would say it's not really a big deal. Let's look at open interest here. Interestingly, we have a huge put wall and no calls. So when I see something like this, this tells me the market will likely rally. What? PCE tomorrow. What? Where? Where do you, I don't even see that. Manufacturing PMI. Where is he? Oh, yeah, core PCE. I can't believe I missed that. That is a big event. Thank you, Brian. Okay, my bad. I don't know how I missed this. Core PCE tomorrow. Big event. I totally agree with Brian. Forecast is 0.3. Previous was 0.4. I guess we'll see what happens. Yeah, change in price of goods and services purchased by consumers, excluding food and energy. So we'll see if things continue to decrease on the inflation side. Definitely a big deal and will affect markets. Something tells me that whatever it comes out to be, the market's going to rally. Because when I see a put-call ratio like this, where you've got a huge wall of puts, 168,000, that's a lot, and you have almost no calls, normally it means the market's going to rally. I mean, 38,000 calls is nothing. Why not rally? At least to, we're at 4390, at least to 4400, 4425, no problem. No problem rallying up there. I'm not really surprised. We had a breakout here. This would have been my long right here. Down here, that was the long trigger. You can see I have an alert. And that was the time to go long. And now my system is basically long. Right here. Like this. However, let me delete that. And I delete this. So I'm long until I get another breakdown. So I'm going to set an alert there. Anyway, that's what I'm expecting going into tomorrow. I don't expect any pullback. The market with this kind of options data is saying that we should head higher. Sorry, have to drink a little bit. My throat hurts. I don't know why. Maybe too much working out, getting sick, who knows. Okay, so that's everything for the news. Let's jump straight into the charts. As you guys know, the two main charts I go over normally are S&P and Bitcoin, and I like to first look at the S&P from a higher time frame perspective. So on the weekly, you can see we're just grinding higher in this in this parallel uptrending parallel channel. You can see I drew chaos levels from down here on a daily chart from this range right here. And you can see how 1.618 lined up with this spike at the midpoint, 2.618 lined up with this pause, and then 4.669 basically lined up with the level that we hit and then rejected off of. And now what are we doing? We're kind of, I'm going to hide this because this is a 4-hour time frame. Visibility. Okay, now what I see is that we broke down and likely we're going to put in a divergence here. So what I would expect is RSI heads a little bit higher, maybe goes a little bit past my midpoint, and then we roll over. Price spikes quickly, takes out that high, and then we start the rollover process. That's what I would like to see. Lower low in RSI. I'm sorry, lower high in RSI, and also a very slight higher high in price, creating that nice divergence, and then we can roll over. And I'd like to see that in the next couple days, and then the market can finally start rolling over. The thing is, if we go to higher time frames, there's really no indication yet of a breakdown. I'm watching this 3-day chart and I don't see anything yet. I might be front running with that daily. It's what I'd like to see to consider shorts on the daily, but for now, this is still full steam ahead. I mean, I have this background green signal indicator for a reason. It says full steam ahead. I mean, it did turn black here. Interesting. Okay, it did turn black. I didn't even notice that. So it could be right, but I don't like that the 3-day is still very bullish. Weekly is still very bullish. It's a risky environment to be hunting shorts. So I mean, something's developing, but we're not fully there yet. I could also put a line like this, right? So this is on my daily, and you can see how it bounced right off that uptrending line. So we have two different lines, which with this being the longer time frame line, this is the one we really want to see break down. But again, want to see a push above the highs, divergence created an RSI, and then a rollover, and that's when I can start hunting shorts. For now, I feel a bit safer staying on the sidelines, not really doing too much just yet. Okay, let's look at, maybe I look at NVIDIA really quick. I know that's a big one that everybody's interested in. So NVIDIA, I have a 3-day channel I've been watching, uptrending channel, which I want to adjust ever so slightly, like that. And you can see, right? Okay, save this again. You can see we finally started to break down. See this? Let me adjust it. Let's make it nice and pretty now that we're on the full screen. Okay, you see how we finally started to break down? Now it's not a full short yet, but we broke the trend line. So to me, that tells me, okay, we've got another maybe 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month maximum before this can finally start rolling over, because we've broken that uptrend, and price has knocked out likely enough sellers. Usually it's 1 month of these kind of blow off tops. So we went through we had the end of May to the end of June, and now we're in July. So that 1 month of option contracts, normally people like to go out 1 month. So they just have to sit up there for 1 month to blow out all those puts. It's been done. And now maybe we can start. Let's look at a daily chart. You can see, by the way, we hit that 8.77 chaos level from the lows. Why is my chart loading so slow? What is going on? Load faster. Sorry, guys. So interesting to see we hit this 8.77 basically from this W liftoff level. I could even do like this, but it doesn't line up nearly as well. That's why I prefer this level. I think this makes a lot of sense with what we tagged with 1.618, 2.618, 4.669, and then 8.77. It makes the most sense, the most likely tag. So that's why I went with those levels. And on a daily chart, you can see we're really starting to break down. I could draw, let me go here. Let's remove this because it should only be, it shouldn't be on a, should be on a 3-day. I don't want it on a 1-day. Okay, all right. Now we can draw this one here. And you can see on a daily, it's still actually technically intact. So I want to see that full breakdown there for daily. And I want to see a breakdown below this uptrending channel. We're still in an uptrend until this uptrending channel breaks down. But that 3-day chart tells me that we're starting to see something. But I don't want to jump into a short when the trend is still to the upside. I need to see these moving averages start to break down. I want to see a full, very clear breakdown in RSI. I do have divergence in price. See how price made a higher high, but RSI did not. So you got your divergence, and it actually confirmed. At least on the RSI, price did not break down from these lows. And this is the area that I'm worried about, is that we could play in here for a while before we finally break down. And I don't want to get killed by playing in this area with option premiums. This is where it's nice to buy when you buy 6 months of time or something like that. That's usually enough. But if you only buy 2 or 3 months, you better be right quick. Otherwise, you're going to get destroyed. So something to keep in mind. Speaking from lots of experience and many times being destroyed. Yeah, okay. There's a bunch of other technology stocks that all kind of look similar. I'm sure I could look at, we could look at something like SQQ and what's going on at that. It looks like it's basing. You can see if I draw this, it already broke out, and it looks like it's getting ready to put in a bit of a rally, but it's not there yet. Still in a downtrend. But once it reverses, it's going to reverse hard, and we're going to get quite the rally. See this, look at this downtrend. I want to see a move on the other side here. Set an alert again. Okay, you can see it's pausing though. We're getting a pause. But again, don't jump on this too fast. Okay, let's go to Bitcoin. You guys are more interested in crypto anyway. Weekly chart for Bitcoin. Wow, that is a messy chart. Go to a daily. So my... Man, why do I have all these lines? All right, hold on. We're gonna hate when this is so messy. What time frame is this alert set on? 5-minute time frame. Okay, we can delete that. Come on, come back. I don't know what's going on with TradingView today. Why is it so slow? Hell. My internet should be fine. I don't know why there would be any lagging. It should be perfecto. Maybe it's my computer. Maybe I need a new computer. TRI needs to buy me a new computer. What is happening here? Okay. We'll just bring it up on another chart. I don't know why it's being ridiculous. All right, better. Okay. So daily chart, you can see we had this break higher, right? Knew that would happen. And now we also have a pause essentially happening. So first thing I want to talk about is how on a 3-day. Well, first, let's go back to a weekly. How this weekly is still in a bull zone for me. Okay, we're above the 0 line on RSI, and normally that means bull continuation. I've got a green background, which also means bull, don't short. I had a breakout. We had a breakout on the 3-day back on June 17th, and it's all sitting very bullish. If I go to the daily chart as well, we did hit a 7, 8, and 9 on the time to mark indicator, which is why it paused. Makes sense. But to me, when things are this bullish, this is not going to result in a big pullback. This is a consolidation. It's a consolidation before it makes another move higher. So we're just going to do this. We're going to have our consolidation, and we're going to head up here. Maybe we get one more pullback. Maybe we pull back to somewhere like 29,200 or something like that, and then we rally up to this 34,000 level. That's what I'm seeing. That's what this looks like to me. Yeah, actually, I want to delete that. If I go to an 8-hour chart, to me, I want to see this 8-hour reverse and break higher. That's the long signal right there on that break. And you can see already on stochastic RSI, it's starting to W out. You got a spike to the highs. This is a very nice range to trade, actually. I think Colin mentioned that he's trading this range. So you just kind of sell and short at the highs up here, and you buy at the lows. Eventually you'll get stopped, but you should have made money like buying down here and then selling up here when you knew. Well, you probably would have sold up here. This would have been your range high around here or even here. And then you could buy again down here, short, buy again down here, and then close it up here, right? So you should have made a good amount. And maybe you're short now, but you could have set your stop to break even by now. Great area to trade. If we come back down here, you just buy the lows right down here. Actually, I would do something like this. Normally fibs work very well for this. So I've done this in previous shows. I've showed you guys, but I'll show you again. So something like that, right? Normally price will come down and tag the 88.6 zone. And I'll put buys at 78.6 and 88.6 and then set my stop below the lows. That's normally a decent strategy. Some people like to set it a little bit lower. Like, for example, this one, if you would have done what I'm talking about here, you would have been blown out. But if you set it a little bit lower, you would be fine. You can see we can test this going back, right? So if this was the low and this was the high, then you would long at 78.6 and you wouldn't get your 88.6 tag there. You could actually adjust it and go over here. And in this case, you got the 78.6, 88.6 tags, right like that. At the 1, you might have been blown out right here. Again, that's why you set it a little bit different. And then on the other side, you could have right here, that was your high. And that's your, sorry, you're back here. This is your high, and this is your low. So you were long from down here, and you exit and short right up here at 88.6. You see you would have gotten your fill. And then you do the same on the other side. You flip it, right? There's your high. And then you would have been done the same, but you would have gotten blown out here. So maybe that's where it makes sense to give yourself a little bit extra leeway with your stops, where you look at the previous candles and maybe you go a little bit lower down here. Would have helped save you. And then you do the same, right? So again, one more time. Okay. That's your high, that's your low. And your 78.6 was tagged, but 88.6 you missed. You could always adjust it, right? And do like this, but you always risk being blown out. So better to err on the side of caution and only filled on one than on both, and to be careful. So 78.6 gets you your fill. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense as like a range trading strategy. Let's go back to a higher time frame. So 8 hour, you haven't broken out to the upside. On the 4 hour, you did, right? Like this. And you can see we're getting ready to rally. So if I look at a 4 hour, we're getting ready to rally. On an 8 hour, we haven't really broken out yet. And even on just looking at the basic chart, it looks like we just have a general, flag forming here, which to me is a continuation pattern based on the higher time frames I'm looking at, where we're just kind of consolidating and then we're going to move very quickly one way or the other. For me, based on seeing this kind of chart pattern many times in the past and how strong the weekly looks and also the 3-day chart, I see us continuing to the upside, but maybe we play a little bit in this area more before then we finally take off. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing for Bitcoin. Maybe we look at the total really quick. How much time are we? How much have I been talking? 26 minutes. Okay. Total looks basically exactly the same. Let's look at total 3. Yeah, total 3 is interesting. Alts don't look nearly as good. You can see they looked very bad on a daily chart. But we did get this bounce and move higher, right, like this. And we are on the other side of this daily trend line, which to me is a bullish signal. Retraced a little bit. It's all basically about what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin cannot rally here, then of course alts will roll over. But if Bitcoin can rally, then alts should follow and have a nice break higher. I don't see why that couldn't happen. It looks like we're just consolidating here, very similar to Bitcoin on the 4 hour, where we've kind of broken to the other side of this trend line, and it looks like we're getting ready to move to the upside. So that's what I'm seeing. We haven't broken this downtrend. It is still in a downtrend, so any longs you consider are risky, but it's tough. It's a tough call. But I'm targeting to the upside. I expect a continuation. I don't see why we can't get to this 50% level at 34,000. We might get a quick spike lower just to take out this entire range. That's normally what Bitcoin likes to do. I expect the same to happen with all the alts. Eddie, you're such a troll. I'm not answering you anymore. I expect something like this with Bitcoin, right? And he always does this. It ranges, spike down below the entire range, make everyone crap their pants, right? Maybe even to 28, and then we just do that, and we go up. That something like that usually is what happens. Okay, build liquidity, destroy it, cut everyone out, and then head in the other direction. It almost always happens like that. I mean, it was the same with this extended range, right? We had a quick drop, took everyone out down here. It was only down here for like 16 hours, and then just reversed and went straight up. I expect something similar. That's what I'm seeing. And you can see in MACD too, putting a nice divergence coming in on MACD. Price is building to move to the upside. So just like if you're laying in bed before you go to bed at night, just think about the Bitcoin chart and the current price and think, okay, what do I want to do? And then whatever you want to do, like your feeling tells you to do the opposite. Do the opposite. Just think, what if I was an evil demon and I wanted to fuck over as many people as possible? What would I do? And that's probably what will happen. You just have to have the conviction to follow that evil master plan. And that's often the hardest part. At least for me, because I'll have like a belief and I know it's the wrong belief, but I can't get myself to change. So yeah, something to keep in mind. Okay, I think that's enough for the public show. Do you guys want to do an after party, or do we just keep going here? What do you guys think? I'll take a vote. We'll keep going here and do it public if like more than 5 people vote yes to keep it public, or because I see a lot of TRI members watching, or we change it to go into the after party and we talk in the private members show. What do you guys think? I want to talk about the Deribit options for Bitcoin too. We should look at the options. I think Brian's also talked about it. Okay, I'm waiting for votes. If I don't get 5 votes saying you want it to be here, then I will close it and we'll do an after party. I've only gotten 1. Kevin says it's the same for him. Who else? Who else? Anyone else? If you guys don't vote, I'm going to close it. I'm going to go do the after party. Nathaniel is good with sticking here. Okay, I've got 2. I need 3 more. Same here, here. Good with both. Private, leave them wanting more. Okay. Well, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got a bunch of people saying here and other people saying it doesn't matter. Okay, we'll just stay here. We'll just keep going. It's fine. Hopefully that doesn't mess up TRI management, but I figure we'll just keep going here. Chris, are you okay with that? Can you confirm? The people have spoken. Okay. All right. All right. I got more votes for here than private. So we're going to just keep it here today. We'll try it, see how it goes. Okay. Great. So let's look at the Deribit options, because I think I remember seeing a big options expiry. Deribit options expiry. Wait. I want to see Deribit options data. Do you guys even look at this? You got to look at the options data. Deribit option metrics. Gotta look at this. It's important. It's very important, but only when it's a big options expiry. If it's like not that much, then it doesn't matter. Loading. All right. So big options expiry. This is all expirations. Oh, here we go. June 30th. Let's look at. Okay, so June 30th. How many options we have expiring? Call open interest. Does this change? No. Okay, so 101,000, 57,000. See if we go to July 1st. Yeah, look how much lower it is. You see that? I'm only going through this to show you guys perspective. 11,000, 4,000, 21st. It's like nothing, right? 33,000 August. It's nothing compared to what's happening on Friday. This is a lot more. So max paying price is at 26,000, but really the majority of the calls are 30,000 above. So who said by Friday they expect BTC? I would think, yeah, Cotter, exactly. So what do you think is going to happen here? Look at these options. We have a massive amount of open interest on calls above 30K. So if you were an evil market maker and you could control the market and you wanted the options to expire and you wanted to hurt as many people as possible before running the price higher, where would you take the Bitcoin price? Where would you go? Would you go to 29, 29.5, 28.5? I know where I would go. What do you guys think based on this chart? Zoom in a little bit, maybe. Any thoughts, opinions? Cotter says 29.5. All right, I'm going to change to the tech chart and let's see. For me, I'm going to go a little bit. I think I would go lower than 29.5. Let's go to the Bitcoin price. So this is the midpoint, right? 29.5 is right here. And June 30th is right here, this day. And if we look at the previous data, right, let's look at this entire range. And let's draw fibs off this entire range. Let's do that first. Right, like that. Okay, that's fibs on the entire range. 38.2 is at 28,900. Let's go to a daily chart. So I've got multiple different things going on here. We've got 38.2 at 28,900. We've got our 50% at 2,800. Oftentimes markets retrace to 38.2. So you've got a little bit for 28.9. We've got this resistance at 29,400. And then we've got my trend heuristic channel and the 50-day estimated moving average at 28. So I'm going to say that more than likely we will go to 29 right here, 29 to 28. I don't think we're going to go below 28. Maximum 27,900. That's the zone that I highly believe we're going to spike into. It's a big resistance zone. Look at all this price action back here. It makes sense to dip into that. I think you would hurt a lot of people. I'm sure there's a lot of stops at 29,500. So all they have to do is dip below that and go below here, right down here. This 38 to 28,900. I think that's your big price target. Let's look at a 15-minute chart and see if we can get any chaos levels, if we see any M's here. Posted my thought chart in lounge. Nathaniel. Okay, let's see. Do I see any M's here? Anything that gives me a nice chaos level? I mean, it's a 15-minute chart, so I would take it with a grain of salt. Something like this points to 29,600. Go to a 1 hour. I really don't think we have much for this kind of like small move as far as M's are concerned. Usually bigger moves. You can see bigger moves with chaos level. You don't see these kind of baby moves. Yeah, I don't see anything extreme. I'm going to stick with my 28,900 level, 28,900 to 28,000 area. So anywhere in the 2800s, I think would be a nice level to maybe pick some Bitcoin up for then the eventual rally. So I'm going to show you guys what I think is going to happen right here. Okay, June 30th is going to come, options expiry, and we are going to, it's anytime from now to the next, probably the next 24 hours. We're going to get a move somewhere like this, or something like that, because we tagged out that liquidity, spike down, okay, and then something like this. And we just go up all the way to 34. And maybe we do it on the weekend. Maybe we wait till Monday or Tuesday. That's what I'm seeing. Now, why do we bounce here? Because we're hitting this midpoint resistance level. Then we roll over. We take out the lows right below these lows. I don't see why they wouldn't take this out. So maybe we go a little bit like this, a little bit lower. Take out those lows, and we do a V bottom, and we move higher. That's what I'm seeing. So there you go. There's my my Bitcoin prediction for the next week. Let's see what actually happens. I could be wrong. I take no responsibility if I'm wrong. This is not financial advice. This is just all for fun and speculation. Just keep that in mind. All the lawyers that are watching in America. Okay, that's my prediction. Let's look at you guys. What do you guys want to do? You want to look at some stocks, or you want to look at altcoins? What do you prefer? I have a bunch of stuff I could talk about for both of them. So which do you prefer? And then I'll just go down that path. And if you guys have specific ones you want to look at, you can ask. Altcoins or stocks? Should have got more water. Amount of water. I'm very thirsty. Alts, please. RNDR. Everybody's obsessed with RNDR. Okay, we can look at alts quickly. RNDR. Alts. Nathaniel wants stocks. All right. Well, most people, it seems like, want alts. We want alts. Alts. All right. RNDR. Look at a weekly chart of this thing. Damn, this has not been around a long time, huh? Not much data at all for this. Why is this not working? So annoying. Okay, we'll have to do it here. RNDR looks like it's breaking down. I don't really like this. 3-day. This thing looks like crap, guys. Why are you interested in this? Oops. So on RSI, it doesn't look great on the higher time frames. However, it is in this uptrending channel. You're at the bottom end of the channel. And you could make a bullish case about this breakdown here. But really, it's not clear as far as RSI is concerned. For RSI, it's essentially pointing bearish. I don't even have enough data on this to get my background trend signal on what's happening here. You could be putting in a W. You could possibly with a chaos level target of conservative chaos level target of $4. So a double from here. I think there's better alts than this. I really do. But I would wait until this channel breaks down. So if you get a pump up to here, you can consider shorts. Right now, you're not in a great place to short it. You're really in a better place to long. But RSI is looking so shitty that I wouldn't do anything with this. I think it's not clear at all. I think there's better alts to consider going long or short. So that's my thoughts on RNDR. Yeah, I would rather long this than short it looking at this, but I just don't like how RSI is looking. I'd have to look at a lower time frame. Yeah, so 4 hour is looking a little bit better, but I think, you know, it's going to follow Bitcoin. You're going to get that spike lower, and then maybe you get your spike up, and then after that spike, then you can consider shorting. It's all going to follow Bitcoin. That's really what I think. AVAX. Okay. AVAX weekly chart looks pretty crappy, although you did have a 9 bottom. Damn, why does it keep doing that? Let me look at the total 3 really quick, though. Let me go back. Does it look like this? It's similar, but not exactly the same. So I'll stick to the looking at individual charts. On a 3-day and a weekly, this doesn't look great. It's just sitting down here. The daily did break higher, similar to Bitcoin, but it's pulled back now. How much did you pull back? Pulled back to the 50% level. Okay, that makes sense. And now could you be bouncing? To me, this doesn't look that good. It looks like it could be possibly putting in a reversal here. But I don't like this zone. It's in the middle of essentially nowhere. If you wanted to short up here, this was a better area to short. Now it looks like it's considering reversing and heading higher. I mean, you're right at the RSI midpoint, which I always consider the no man's zone, except the fact that your 3-day and your weekly are just slowly trying to put in a bottom, it seems. So for me, I wouldn't touch this either. You're looking like you're trying to put in a reversal, but at the same time, you are below my 50 EMA and my trend heuristic trend channel. So according to these, the trend is still bearish. However, according to RSI, you're starting to put in a bottom. I want to see something like this, a spike above here. And then when you spike above here, you can consider longs. That's what I'd like to see. You can always put a long in here, though, and just set your stop below the lows if you want to. Not a bad risk reward. I just don't... It just doesn't look amazing to me. Let me see chaos levels, because you did have a nice consolidation and pump higher here. And this 1.618, 2.618. So you never tagged your 4.669 level. So you could, you could spike up to there, but it's not a huge move. I wouldn't be surprised to see a spike above this consolidation area, take out these highs. It's just not a huge move though. You're only getting, it's just 20%. It's not that big. I think there's other alts that will provide a better return than this. Okay, another one, Matic. Matic USDT. Damn, my throat like really hurts. Super annoying. It's the same. This looks no different to me than AVAX. Below all these trend channels, bearish trend still, but looks like it's trying to put in a bottom. So you could risk from the bottom end of the range, something like this. So this is your stop below these lows, and then your target is, let's say this is your low of the midpoint, this is your high. Your target is right above here, up at this area, this resistance zone at $1.10. What do you get for risk reward ratio? $1.10. So you get a 4-to-1 risk reward, 4.5 to 1. It's not bad. It's not bad. Maybe you can even buy it a little lower on the spike down in Bitcoin. Maybe the price goes down to here to 50 cents, and you say your stop down here, and then you've got, you could even raise it a little bit. You've got a 5-to-1 risk reward ratio. I'm actually going to put an alert on this one at 56 cents. See if we tag it when we get that Bitcoin spike lower that I'm expecting to see. If you see Bitcoin going to further, then what? Bigger pullback to retest lows? Yeah, so Eddie, after the 34K, I need to see how things consolidate and develop, and if we get a divergence forming. I think we will get that, and then we should get some kind of big pullback. That's definitely what I'm expecting. But I need to see that happen first. I don't like predicting too far ahead in the future. I already gave a clear plan going into next week. Once and if that occurs, okay, and I'm not guaranteeing that it does, it's just what I see as having the highest likelihood of happening. Once we get there, then I will update with further targets because I need more data, right? Every day that passes, I get more data, and then I can give a further out prediction. Hopefully that makes sense. No, I think 34K is going to be a big pause area because it's a 50% retracement of the entire move from the 60K level. So it's going to be a huge resistance. Okay. Somebody asked for Litecoin. Litecoin. It looks the same as all these other charts. Below trend heuristic. It's not as bad, actually. It looks like it's really consolidating. Oh, look at this. This is interesting. Huh. Okay, so let's look at a monthly chart. Maybe a 2-week chart. Very interesting monthly chart. What if let me see something here. So if that's your low and that's your high. Oh, this is interesting with Litecoin. If you did something like this, and then something like that. There's no reason why Litecoin couldn't do, I'm thinking it would take out these highs, not strictly follow the ABCD. Go all the way up to here to take out this high. So 130. So to me, this looks like a consolidation, almost like a bull flag forming. I'd like to see it heading down a bit lower than this. It looks like a consolidation before a move up to 134. That would make sense to me. I'd love to get long here at around $75. Set a stop below the lows. I'd set my stop actually below 63. And then I put my target up here at 130 to be conservative. And then I get a 4.7 to 1 risk reward. It looks like a consolidation before a move higher. You could easily do it when Bitcoin does the 34K move. But first you got to get that spike lower. Maybe you head all the way down here, take out these lows, and then it can head up. I mean, when Bitcoin pulls back, altcoins can be extremely volatile. So, you know, I don't be surprised to see something like that happen. It easily could. So as soon as Bitcoin pulls back, I would immediately start checking these altcoin charts. Okay, so that's that. ETH BTC. Okay. ETH BTC. The hell? I've never really looked at this. ETH BTC. That doesn't look that great. I don't have much data on this. So I took out the entire range lows. I'm going to look at, is there another chart with more data? Yeah, look at this. Very bearish. And I've looked at this before. Yeah, so we're getting to the lows of my uptrending channel. Did I have this on a log scale? 1 second, let me see. Yes. No? Let me see. No, it makes more sense on a regular scale. Yeah. So a lot of consolidation rolled over. Looking quite bearish here. Still quite bearish. I think Bitcoin's still going to outperform Ethereum for the foreseeable future. We might get a reversal down here. I'm going to set an alert for down here. Yeah. So that's going to be your big support level. Right down here, you can see this big support zone right at the top of it. That wouldn't surprise me for things to finally stabilize. Take out some of these lows maybe over here. That would make sense to me. LTC, BTC doesn't look promising. I'm sure nothing looks promising compared to BTC. But you can see everything's getting close to bottoming, right? I mean, we're basically at the lows from 2022 before. Yeah, I could see this being your bottoming area where price can finally start to reverse. It doesn't look great, for sure. I wouldn't be too crazy about it, but at the same time, these are so oversold, and reaching such heavy support areas that I think it's actually a good area to start looking for longs on these altcoins while they're so suppressed in comparison to Bitcoin, because it shows how much they could actually spring back 1 month prior to the halving. Well, when is the halving? When is it again? Near 90 on chain. What day is the halving right now? I don't even know. Oh, I'll look. Okay. LTC halving. Countdown. So 32 days. Okay. August 4th. Yeah. Well, history doesn't repeat, but it often rhymes. And sometimes it can be wrong. I'm just going off what the chart says. And what I think is that Litecoin is just another major altcoin, and it's probably just going to follow what everything else does. And the halving doesn't, I think it doesn't matter as much as people think. I don't think it matters as much as you guys think it does. I think it depends on what the rest of the altcoin market is doing. And to me, this looks like it's consolidating before a move higher. That's what it looks like to me. But I don't see why we couldn't quote unquote dump down to this like 60 level here, 63, before then we spike. Very plausible scenario, and something that would probably take out as many people as possible. Oh no, it's before the halving, it's dumping. Okay, let it dump, and then after the halving, spike. Easily could happen. But depends on everything else and what's going on with legacy markets, Bitcoin, etc. How Putin's feeling that day, what he's tweeting, you know, what Joe Biden has said, or what drugs he hasn't taken. Should talk about that. It's public stream. I really should talk about these things. Okay, BTCD. Let's look at that. That's the big one. Is there potential for any kind of reversal? Do we see anything? We do have an 8 that's coming on the 3-day chart. So that is a warning sign. And the daily, look at the daily. The daily's starting to get overbought. Definitely overbought for me. I don't see anything stopping this yet, for sure. But it's looking pretty overbought. Yeah, look at this. Let me look at a weekly quickly. So there's kind of your W, right? Like that. That's the lower part of the W. That's the upper part. Yeah, this. We've already blown past where Chaos said we should stop. But I think we're reaching this weekly 200-day moving average. This jives with the rest of my theory, which is, we're going to hit some hard wall where everything's going to reverse. Alts are going to outperform. BTC is going to underperform. And I think we're getting very close to that, especially with the fact that we're about to hit this 200-day weekly moving average. And we have this huge resistance up here. I'm going to set an alert by this. I think you'll get a little bit more Bitcoin outperformance. But otherwise, I'm seeing that this is kind of going to come to an end soon. Unless this is your massive W here, and this is what we're looking at, right? Like that. This is what you're potentially seeing. But if that's the case, there's potential that we're at the 1.618 of this major move. And yes, Bitcoin could eventually reach this 80% level, which it did in the past before. But before it gets to that level, it's going to tag this 1.618, which is right in that same zone, and it's going to reject. And it's going to at least pull back a bit. And then you could push higher. And then you'll do this. And then you'll do that. That's normally how it works. If you break out of some kind of W, it follows this 1.618, 2.618, and 4.669 levels. It always rejects off those zones, and they are always major resistance levels. Look, on a 2-week chart, this is your 200-day moving average again, right at the 2.618 level. It's not a coincidence. And boom, price has a big level here. Again, none of it is a coincidence. So I'm going to put a horizontal line there. And then where does the final level stop? Oh, what a surprise. Right above all of the previous highs from 2019 and 2021. So boom, I'll just put a line right there. I'm actually going to lower it a bit. So those are my 3 levels. I'm going to save this chart. Small W points to 61. Yeah, exactly. So there's your 61%, 2.618. And there's your 78% at 4.669. All lines up. Okay, Chris asks about Aave. Aave sounds like Javi. Javi. Oh, look at this. Wow, 2-week has a 9 that's coming. Kind of flatlined on a weekly chart. I like the 3-day. It's not bad. It looks like we've kind of broken out. Massive consolidation here. I mean, if this breaks out, this is the bottom of your zone, and this is the top. It could go to 240, which it was last at in March 2022. So how much is that as far as an increase? You go up here, right? So that's a 260% return. You set your stop right below the lows from back here. This is the lowest low, right? Right there. So you set your stop right below that. Your risk reward is almost 8 to 1. Raise that up. I kind of like it here though. 7.8 to 1 risk reward on Aave. Not bad. Not bad at all. Go to a daily chart. I like this one more than anything else we've looked at today. Yeah, we're on the other side of this. Consolidating. And it looks like it wants to push higher. Not bad. Let's see a 4-hour. Yeah, I like this area. I mean, dude, let Bitcoin do its pullback tomorrow. Aave also pulls back, takes out these lows, maybe even goes below here, take out any other liquidity down here. And then with Bitcoin, it just starts to shoot up. This is the best one of anything I've seen this entire show. So mark that down, Aave, looking good. What other altcoins do I want to look at? Let's look at Link quickly. I always talk about Link. Nobody seems to like Link that much, but I like to look at it. I personally worked with the Link team, and I think they're very professional. So it's in my opinion, a altcoin that has staying power, unless they've started doing something shady. But you can see this one also looks good. Same kind of scenario. Give me a pullback and then a spike higher. Can make a good return on this if it even just takes out these highs right up to here. Right, almost a double. Not as lucrative as Aave, but if you just take out the highs and go back to June 2022, you get a 70% return and your risk reward is 3-1. You could always kind of raise that to lower it. You could do a 10-1, but you might get stopped out there. You could actually, let me see something here. You could do something like this. Right, and then see how it basically tagged that 50%. Somebody front ran that. But if it could, oops, wait a second, reverse. Okay. Could pull back to this 61.8. I don't see why I couldn't do this. Dude, and then head up. And let's say you get your long there, right here. You set your stop below the lows here, and your target is up here. Here, right above these highs. Let me go to a daily. Yeah, right above these highs. And you get a 73%. There you go, 73%. And a 7-1 risk reward. Not a bad trade. I think it looks pretty good. INJ, okay. Oh, a lot of requests from Mr. Richard John. Lots of requests from you. Thank you. Appreciate you participating. Oh, this one also looks decent, actually. Very nice, actually. It was $1. It was $1.30. And it really went up a lot from the lows. Amazing. The hell, look at this. 470%. And it looks like it's consolidating, getting ready to make more highs. Like if this was your first move, and then your second move is up here, 14. You get a double. You're not going to get the 400% return, but you'll at least get a double. It's not bad. And if this is your consolidation range, so there's your, let me reverse this. And that's the high point. And this is saying 17, which does take out these highs. I think it's a bit aggressive. I think something like that makes more sense, where you go right above this liquidity here. Yeah, that makes more sense to me. 618 is there. So not a bad move. What is it going to do in the short term? In the short term, I could see a bit of a pullback. But the daily's very strong. Yeah, so maybe you get, again, when Bitcoin dumps, you get a spike down, and then, so kind of everything's the same, right? You get a spike below, take out the liquidity. So for this one, it's somewhere below $7. So we'll put an alert, and then you get a spike. And this is all based on the Bitcoin options expiration, which I'm sure is true for everything else. Like if we go back, right, you also have options for Ethereum. We can look at the Ethereum ones. Yeah, Aave is looking quite good. So Ethereum, June 30th, it's kind of the same. Max pain is at 1700. You can see how many calls. There's 800,000 calls versus 451,000 puts. All they have to do is take out Ethereum below 1800. So I'm guessing everything is pointing to pulling back on the 30th to take out all these options. Yeah, this looks like it wants to pull back. So you just pull back to here quickly, let the options expire worthless, and then send it higher. 1770. So 1800. They just have to be below 1800 pretty much. They're not going to take it to 1600. Just below, or basically at 1800 is all that's needed. And that's right down here. I'm going to set an alert at 1810. I have a feeling I'm going to have a lot of alerts going off. Be positively shocked if this does not happen. If this doesn't happen, I'm going to be shocked. And a little bit disappointed because I hate being wrong. But it happens from time to time. Yeah, I think there's a lot of fundamentals that could pump things. But again, at the end of the day, I think it's about liquidity and market makers wanting to make money. And we're seeing that. Okay. I think that's it for crypto. Is there anything else I wanted to touch on? I mean, gold. I didn't talk about gold. Let's talk about gold really quick. Gold really pulled back a lot, right? Gold has this huge dump that came in. We broke my uptrending channel right here on this 3-day chart. You guys see this? Right, like that. Actually, I kind of like it like this. This is your upside part. So we are kind of still in that channel a bit. If I'm being very lenient with my channel. But it looks absolutely terrible on a 3-day chart. Halim, I already talked about Link, so you guys can go back and look at it. I talked about it like 5 or 10 minutes ago. So Link looks absolutely, or I'm sorry, gold looks pretty terrible. 3-day chart looking like crap. Weekly chart turning bearish, hitting a 7-day 7 on a TD Tom DeMark though. You can see the last time we had a 789, we reversed right after. So this could put a bit of a bottom in the gold price. So I'm looking to see when is gold going to reverse? Can I get my long in? And you know, I'm thinking we're starting to get close. I mean, we have an 8 here on the daily chart. I want to see RSI cross back over, so I'm going to set an alert here. Once per bar, and if we start to get across, then I will consider gold longs. But it's been quite the pullback. If we do like this is your range, right? So you've got a couple like M tops that have happened. So here's your first one. There's your little small M top. And if we go to a smaller time frame, right, like this, does this match up with everything else? Yeah, there's your 2.618, there's your 1.618. So 1850 is where chaos points to down here, which lines up with these previous lows. I'm not sure if we get it. Depends on if gold wants to keep this channel intact, which I'm not even super confident is the best channel, but it seems like it's pretty well respected by a lot of levels. This is what I'm kind of seeing in gold. I'm gonna wait until I see a clear reversal signal on a daily chart. Until then, I'm gonna sit on my hands and wait. Let's look at the US dollar, because obviously that affects everything. US dollar is looking quite strong, very strong on this weekly. Right here, very strong on the daily. You can see my original targets here. 8 hour super strong. This was the original W breakout. You can see how this 2.618 stopped the rally. I am looking for a move up to this 4.669 level up here still. This could also be a little W considered a little W pattern down here, right, like that. And that would point to the midpoint at 105.63. Both these levels, these chaos levels are valid. This one's valid. This one's valid. It wouldn't surprise me to see price do something like this, get rejected, do this, push higher, take out these highs, rejected, oscillate, push higher, take out these highs, oscillate before one final push. And then that's kind of where we reevaluate up here. That's what I would see for the US dollar. Gold gets its push lower, and then everything maybe can consider to start. Everything can maybe start then reversing back. But that's kind of what I'm seeing here for gold. It's looking very strong in this 8 hour chart, very strong on a 4 hour chart. no reason why it shouldn't keep pushing higher and do a nice ABCD move. I mean, what does ABCD point to? Right like that. There's your other low. Yeah, it points right to this midpoint. So at least first initial target 105.5. I don't see why that couldn't go there. By the way, Japanese yen, holy crap, getting pummeled. Just absolutely destroyed. I'm actually looking to buy a house in Japan with some people because the currency is so low compared to the US dollar. We're looking at, maybe we should buy a house as an investment, maybe 2 houses. We'll use it in the winter anyway to go skiing. So that maybe gives you, or snowboarding, that should give you an idea of the general area of where we're looking. Because this is just too cheap. I mean, you can see even just in 2022, January 2022, only about a year and a half ago, it was 114 yen to $1. And now you've moved. I mean, it's down 30%, basically. Things are 30% cheaper. I could reverse it. That maybe makes it more clear. Yeah, so stuff is so cheap. Now maybe I go to a monthly chart. Yeah, and this is actually you can see almost like your ABCD move like this, right? This, and then this. And the final target is basically down here. Or we go all the way back to the beginning. 0.05. So where is that from the current level? How much further is that? Another 25%. That's shocking to me. But another 20% lower move. So things in Japan should apparently get 20% cheaper. Maybe I should wait to buy that house. But I'm guessing some kind of divergence will be put in here where RSI will end up like here, and then we get our bounce back, and price will end up like here. We just take out these lows right over here. Maybe go to a 0.06. Yeah. Okay, bye Megan. Have a good day. Yeah, somebody talked about peptides on the last stream, 1075. I don't know what peptides exactly. Some kind of growth hormone peptides, but I have no idea what they are. And I don't know who he was on the site, but I would have been interested to hear about it. If you guys didn't press that like button, please press the like button. There's 31 of you in here. I only got 14 likes. I need 30 likes. Give me 30 likes. Now I have 13 likes. I had 14. Somebody disliked it. You guys are brutal. Absolutely brutal. So anyway, I wanted to point out about the yen and how I'm looking at investments there because of this. I got 2 likes. Come on, let's get it at least over 20. Come on, guys. Come on, help me out. Give me a couple likes. Give me some comments on the video. This guy is amazing. This guy hurts my head. I don't like his voice. I like his voice. I don't like his voice. Whatever. Just hit the like button. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Okay. Does anyone want to talk about any stocks? Does anybody care about stocks? What do you guys want to talk about? Stocks, peptides, workout routine, Japan, silver, more altcoins. CHPT. Okay. Oh, we got 21 likes. Thank you very much. CHPT. Chris asked for CHPT. ChargePoint Holdings. Okay. ChargePoint Holdings. Oh, not bad. Where did you find this? Where did this come from, Chris? Some kind of stock picker club? It's looking like it's getting ready. Definitely bottomed out. This looks like something Brian would like. So it's not a Brian Nanny Nibbles. Well, for me, it's still in a downtrend. You see how many times it got rejected from this 200-day moving average? I would err on the side of Nanny Nibbles for this because you don't know when this is truly going to reverse. It's been rejected so many times. It could be getting ready to reverse here. It could, but it also could still be getting rejected. I think it's a risky play. You're still below these moving averages. You know, I try to err on the side of caution. But if you can get in, I mean, if it can pull back and you get in at like 750, then it's not a bad play. Okay, TUP, Tupperware Brands Corporation. Thank you, Cotter. Oh, I got 22 likes. Very nice. Thank you, guys. I keep watching that like button. I like seeing it go up. Oh, Tupperware. Yeah, Cotter, I like Tupperware. I like what I'm seeing here. This looks much better. Wow, it really pulled back a lot, huh? Why did it get destroyed? Because consumers aren't buying? What happened here? Do you know anything about fundamentals with this, Cotter? Like why did it literally die? What the hell? It's the lowest ever. What happened to this? Eddie, you are such a troll. Yes, it's plastics. So what? People are boycotting plastics or something? I know it's plastics, but why is it so low? Or has there been a huge spike in the price of plastic? I don't get it. This doesn't make sense. Why would something be this low? Oil byproduct, plastics, oil by. Do I need to ask ChatGPT? Like what is this answer that you're giving me? Can I get like give me a full sentence? Plastics, oil byproduct. And oil is expensive right now? I think it's not that expensive. It's just normal. It's not like this insanity. Okay, so somebody bought in April and it just went straight. I like this here. I think I'm gonna buy some. I mean, how much lower can this go? What happened with earnings? Whoa, damn. Negative 200%. Reported 3 million. Reported estimate. Okay, so they beat there. I've been watching it shit the bed since green bullshit. No, but green energy bullshit's been going on a very long time. I mean, this is just 1 year of shitting the bed. Let me see. So it M topped up here. I'm very interested in this because it's Tupperware. It's fucking Tupperware. How could it? There's your 1.618. $2.618 should be somewhere like this. Yeah, something like that. 2.618 is there. I mean, Chaos is pointing a little bit lower, but I just have a hard time seeing it go that much lower. Let me see a log scale. I've got divergence between RSI and price here. Yeah, they still make... Look at this. Tupperware stock plunges after warning it could go out of business. Nobody's going to... Tupperware is not going to go out of business. Like, why would it go out of business? Everyone needs Tupperware. Look at this 4 hour. Okay, I don't care what is happening with this. I'm going to buy some. I'll set a stop below the lows. I'm going to set my stop below here. You know, I'll go to 60 cents. Is there any point in time where it went this below this level? No. And look at the monthly. You have a 7 and 8 coming in on the monthly. The last time that came in, it bottomed here. It bottomed at $2 and it went all the way to 35 in 6 months. Look at this return. Imagine if you bought down here at $1.50 and you held it and it rallied 2,000%. Freaking insane. Pure insanity. I don't see why you can't get at least a decent retracement to a 38.2 level. Like, where's 38.2? 38.2 is at $15. So if you bought down here and you ride it just to the 38.2, it's a 2,000% return. So you know, correct my math on this, but if you just put $2,000 in this, right? You don't even have to buy an option, just buy spot. You buy an option and you get, you know, a 2,000% return times, right? So you're at what, 40K? Is that correct? My math. 200%, 2000%. Yeah. You're at like 40K. 2000 turns into 40K. I would take that trade every day of the week, especially with an 8 coming in on the monthly. Okay. I thought that chart that Chris showed was maybe the best chart for crypto. This is the best chart for stocks. Thank you, Cotter. Everyone say thank you to Cotter on the site. This is a very nice chart. Now, can it go lower? Yes, of course. But that's why I'm going to buy some with spot. Maybe I'll nibble an option that's 6 months out, but I will buy it at the money. Because you know what? You know why I'm buying options now and I'm considering it? Because look at the VIX. Options are cheap when the VIX is low. The VIX is shit right now. It's pure shit. It hasn't been this low since 2020. Okay, it's the lowest it's been in over 2 years. It's not a bad time to look at options. Buy an option 6 months to 1 year out. Consider leaps for Tupperware. 1 year out option. Give yourself 1 month of time. Buy in the money. Not in the buy in the money. So maybe buy 50-cent options or $1. That's out of the money. But it's not that. You've got a year. That's what I would consider. I think it's a nice trade opportunity, and they're probably not expensive. All right. I got maybe way too excited with that. So, yeah. I think we're gonna end it on that note, guys. I think this was a great one to look at. I really like it. I'm gonna buy some right now, and we're gonna end the stream, and I'm gonna go buy some Tupperware. Watch it like crash to 0 and go out of business. So don't put everything into it, okay? Just maybe like, again, you know the rules of TRI, 5%. Don't take any more than 5% risk on any one trade. Blah blah blah. You guys know. So don't go all in and then Tupperware go out of business and you lose all your money. But the risk reward on this is really good. I haven't been this excited about a stock in a while. Okay. I hope you guys have. I'm gonna make myself a little bit bigger. Hope you guys have a great rest of the week. Make sure to get your workouts in. Exercise. You know, if you want to look as good as me and keep staying young, make sure to exercise. And spend time with your family. Don't sit on the computer all day. Get out, get the sunlight, blah, blah, blah. Pay attention to liquidity. Exactly, Mr. 1075. Let's all bother Raf, by the way, and find out what that chart is that he's using. I want to know what it is. All right, that's all I've got to say. Hope you guys have a great rest of the week. I'll see you on Discord, and if not, I will see you here next week. Same place, same terrible time. It really is a terrible time for me. All right, bye, everybody.